Today for Full Album Friday, we're going back to 1976 to take a look at the somewhat hard to find Reflections album from Iceberg Slim. First off, this is a not safe for work record. It's also a not safe around your kids record. Headphones are fine, but this is probably the type of content you're not going to want blasting around your cubicle unless you work in a pretty strange place. Reflections is as much of a one-of-a-kind album as you're ever going to find. It's uniquely fascinating, and if you've forgotten who Iceberg Slim is, check this out right here. We talked about him at length a while back. In many ways, you can see this album as kind of the beginning of gangster rap. It's really the blueprint in many ways, but it's not a rap record. The bigger difference than that, though, is every word he speaks here is shockingly true. In short, Iceberg Slim was a pimp in the late 60s and the 70s, and these are his stories uncensored. These spoken word pieces are raw and real like nothing else you're ever gonna hear. And it's the fact that he doesn't always win, or more to the point, rarely wins, that let you know just how raw and honest he's being. And that honesty is really the key. It's really what pulls you in and makes this outright captivating. There are stories of him getting busted after one of his girls snitches on him because he makes her mad. There's stories of the pitfalls of getting high on your own supply. There's a story of his main girl getting an STD so bad she can't work anymore and how he has to deal with that situation. There's Slim himself getting conned by another pro, and then of course there are stories of true love and stories about his mother's death. It's very real, it's very raw. You're really not going to experience anything like this anywhere else in the entire history of music. I can't say it enough. It's super intense, but you just can't turn away from this album. And under his great words, you have this really cool backing band, really based in jazz, but they can definitely get funky. The music hangs on his words. It really adds to the drama, but this exemplifies the idea of what it means to be a backing band. Honestly, so much hip-hop music and hip-hop culture can really be traced back to Iceberg Slim, and his stories are graphic in a way that makes contemporary rappers like this sound silly or childish or completely bland and tame. This is the real deal. He also uses his words very purposefully. It's his language. He's not swearing just for the sake of swearing. In fact, he rarely swears because they're not the right words. You're gonna get a crash course in slang on this album and some of the coolest phrase flipping ever. I can't say it any other way. This is what real street life albums are supposed to be like. This is a one-of-a-kind record. And while it may be a bit tough to find, it's well worth the effort because it's captivating and fascinating in a universe all its own. And if somehow you've never experienced Iceberg Slim's Reflection, you need to change that right now. Thank me later.